Revenge is a common theme in NFL discourse, regardless of whether players and coaches want it to be. Week 1's matchup between the Pittsburgh Steelers and New York Jets presents a classic opportunity for such a dynamic to overshadow a contest. It's a meeting between Aaron Rodgers and Justin Fields, after all. The two quarterbacks swapped teams this year, setting the scene for different expectations. Both clubs seem happy with their decisions. Much has been made about Pittsburgh potentially upgrading. Rodgers is a future Hall of Fame man, whereas Fields is bordering on journeyman status. That naturally creates pessimism surrounding the latter, who lasted just 1 year in the Steel City. Don't mention that to head coach Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin sets records straight on Steelers, moving past Justin Fields. Speaking to the media ahead of Sunday's game, Tomlin cleared the air. The Steelers didn't give up on Fields, nor did he give up on them. It takes two to tango in a free agency scenario, and this instance saw both sides do what was best for them. "You know, it's free agency," Tomlin said. "It was not only our decision, but it was his decision. It was mutual. There are a lot of moving parts in free agency. I wouldn't present it in the manner in which you asked it." Tomlin then praised his former starting quarterback. He boasts one of football's better toolboxes as far as rushing field generals are concerned. "He's unique because he is who he is," Tomlin said. "He's stronger than most mobile quarterbacks. That's a component of his game that I think is unique. He's a really talented guy physically. He's not easy to bring down. He's got a real solid base about him. He's big. So when I think about what might be different, I think about his unique physical skill set. In terms of schematics, I don't know that the things that they do are going to be uniquely different from others. I think there are some global things people do in that area." Fields appeared in 10 games for Pittsburgh a season ago, making 6 starts. On the year, he went 106 for 161 passing with 1,106 yards and 5 touchdowns. He did so while posting the lowest interception rate, 0.6%, of his career. Despite that, it wasn't enough to result in an off-season reunion. Fields moved on to New York, who Tomlin thinks is surely thinking about its familiarity with Rodgers. There's a mutual respect entering Week 1. Tomlin and Pittsburgh confident in Aaron Rodgers entering 2025-26 season. The Steelers roughly know what success looks like. They've won double-digit games in consecutive seasons. They've made the playoffs plenty of times under Tomlin. Something they haven't had recently, however, is capable quarterback play. The organization's hope is Rodgers can help fix that and be better than Fields or Russell Wilson was in 2024-25. Rodgers, like Pittsburgh, has a lot to prove. The expectation is to compete for a championship, not get bounced in the wild card round. Is Rodgers still that level of quarterback? A torn Achilles in 2023 and a solid, yet unspectacular return in 2024 didn't answer that question. Heck, neither did his Green Bay Packers swan song in 2022. It's been several years since Rodgers played elite football. He's adjusted to life with the Steelers with precision, though, while also being a great teammate by all accounts. With that in mind, making him a captain was a no-brainer decision for everyone involved. "I don't think anybody's surprised by that," Tomlin said. "Not only because of his resume and experience, but what he's displayed since he's been here in terms of being a great team guy and communicating and leading and sharing his experience and the lens through which he sees the game with others. It's just been a good process. I don't think that was earth-shattering in any way within our collective." Sunday's game marks a first-time indicator of whether things worked out for the Steelers' side or Fields' side. The next measuring stick may not present itself until January. The Pittsburgh Steelers have been busy making deals this offseason. Mike Tomlin's team secured a big part of its future by re-signing TJ Watt to a massive deal. The defensive superstar will help the Steelers' defense be just as good as it has ever been. More recently, Pittsburgh signed running back Jaylen Warren to a new deal. Cam Hayward, however, is still waiting for his. Hayward has been with the Steelers since 2011 and is one of Tomlin's veteran captains. The defensive end works opposite of Watt and is the anchor of one of the best defensive units in the league every single season. However, the 36-year-old and the team have been at odds over his next contract. Hayward is not going to miss Week 1 against the New York Jets, though. Warren signed a 2-year deal with the Steelers. Hayward spoke about the new contract on his podcast, Not Just Football. According to him, he supports Warren and is happy that he emerged from negotiations victorious. Very happy, Hayward said. When you hear about Jaylen Warren's story and to know he was undrafted and went to rookie camp, and when you're not drafted and you're going to rookie camp, you're facing an uphill battle. And to watch him just climb over every hill and continue to just keep getting better and showing what he can and being responsible for some of the right things in our locker room, the right things going forward. I'm really happy for this kid. He has a bright future. He works his tail off. Wants to be great. A lot of guys can learn from how he goes about his work. He's a mighty mouse. He's one of our short kings, I like to say. But it's really nice to see a guy rewarded like that. Hayward, on the other hand, is likely to start the season without a new deal of his own. However, it looks like Tomlin and what can rely on him to play. Nothing to talk about, Hayward said about his Week 1 status. Hayward figures to be a big piece of the Steelers this season. If he plays well, his contract dispute might soon come to an end. The New York Jets have a stacked running backs room, led by Breece Hall. Hall is the best running back on the roster, but his contract is expiring, so his name has been mentioned in many trade rumors. Considering how incredible Braylon Allen has been as New York's second running back, it wouldn't be surprising to see Hall traded. Mark Morales-Smith of Fantasy Sports On C recently predicted that the Jets would send Hall and a 7th-round pick to the Steelers in exchange for a 3rd-round pick and a 6th-round pick. It seems inevitable that New York Jets running back Breece Hall will at some point leave the team without landing that second big contract. Both the player and the team have already hinted at this. The Jets are looking to transition to a 3-man draft committee, and chances are they'll be terrible again this year, Morales-Smith wrote. If they have a 3-man backfield with no intention of re-signing Hall, then it makes perfect sense to trade him before the NFL trade deadline, when it's clear the team isn't going anywhere. I think we all know which team will go after him. The Steelers. The Steelers desperately need a running back, and Hall would be the perfect option. The Jets have every reason to trade Hall. They're unlikely to re-sign him due to the rise of Allen and Isaiah Davis. Allen and Davis could handle the running back duties in New York, while trading Hall would net the team a solid return on draft picks. It makes perfect sense not to consider the idea.